Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm just doing a quick intro to this year's Drop 'em 78 challenge that Mindful Tarot is hosting, Esther at Mindful Tarot. And we just had the monthly Zoom that kicked it off, which was lovely, and I met some lovely new people. And so I thought today, I won't do this every day because that would be way too much effort and I don't have that much energy, but for the first day I thought I'd just go over what I'm gonna do for this year, for myself as much as for anyone else who might be interested, so I have a record of what I'm doing. And then most of the posting happens on Facebook, but some people use Instagram. I'm not really on Facebook, so probably I'll just pop on here every so often when I'm feeling so inclined to make a quick video about it. But basically, it is 78 days between today and December 31st to spend one day with each of the cards and really just dive in to one card, one perspective. You use one deck the whole time. So the deck that I'm going to be using this year is the Tarot Hasindazi, the Roots of Asia, which I've talked about before. It's not available in English anymore as far as I'm aware, but I'm also learning French, so it's doing double duty as a study deck. And I love it because it has, as far as I can tell from what I've read so far about it, a Southeast Asia Buddhist philosophy is sort of the paradigm for the deck. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy reading about Buddhism. I'm not Buddhist, so I don't follow any particular like strain, or I don't know, in Christianity you'd call them like certain dominations. Dominations? Is that the right word? I feel like I'm getting the word wrong. Anyway, I'm tired. Sorry. Yeah. My brain just went on a slight tangent there of its own volition. Sorry about that. So I've recovered my brain now, and what I'm trying to say is I'm really looking forward to an other than Christian perspective on the cards, because some of the traditional meanings originate from European Christian roots. I mean, Christian-ish. Anyway, with certain Christian assumptions. So, seeing as I had a fundamentalist Christian upbringing that I'm working to I'm working to check my thoughts and how the assumptions that I make and the thoughts that I have carry over from that upbringing, and what I can do to hit the pause button on some of those thoughts and consider why I have those thoughts and what about other ways to look at the world. So, hence this deck. Also, I think it's gorgeous. You can use a calibration deck that you know better to sort of help you make connections. And so what I thought I'd do this year is, because I used the Gentle Tarot last year, this is the Tarot in a Tin, which I adore. Seriously, this is my deck. If I had to have one deck forever, it would be this one. Thankfully I don't, but so I've put this one in the order that Esther has sort of designated. So it starts with Pentacles, Wands, Water, Swords, and Majors, ending with the World on December 31st. And there are reasons for that you can check out in her videos, or I think she has a website too that lays it all out. So that's what I'm using, and that I've kept in order to remind me of where I'm at in case I miss a day or something and get confused. Because what I think I'll try this week and see if it works, and it might not work and I might change it next week, is that I'll use the daily card as the significator for the draw, and this will be what was before and what was after in the deck. Excuse me. And so these are the cards that I'll sit with today, particularly the Ace of Pentacles, denier, some sort of coin, I think, denier. And then I'll use this as a deck to help me understand. So this is a sharing of the world sort of deck, in my view. I could read the guidebook entry, but I won't probably won't do that. Because what I will do is read the guidebook entry for the one card, not for all 3 cards probably, because if I try to commit to too much, then I just will stop at some point. So I've got to keep it relatively simple for myself. And the Ace of Pentacles talks about the conscience of unity in the world. So it says basically that any divergences in the creation, any separation between any living things, any things in the world, are an illusion. In reality, everything is one. If we are conscious of our unity, we find an abundant, marvelous abundance. The divinatory key is the strength of earthly efforts, representing the unity of the material and the mind, the spirit. Basically connecting the rich interiors of ourselves with the exteriors. So to me, that's talking about the de-emphasizing any separation that we feel between the internal us and the rest of the world. We are part of that world. We're connected to it, even if sometimes we feel disconnected. And also the connections between every other thing in the world. It's all connected, and the divisions, and this seems apt after a week like this in world events, which I won't really get into. I do get into that on Instagram sometimes, but I won't here. But it seems appropriate because we are all connected, even if sometimes the divisions between people seem insurmountable and often can get quite violent. And so this was lovely as a way to start and sort of ground into the earth. And so to help with grounding, I've brought a couple of my rocks onto my desk because I was feeling not very grounded this morning, and so holding something heavy sometimes helps with dissociation specifically, or just a lack of groundedness generally. And this is a really fun rock to just ponder on because it's made up of so many different things. It has many striations of different rocks, what seems to be quartz in there, and I can't even tell what else. But it's stunning. And these I have because I wasn't sure why I got this when I got it, because green is not always my favorite color. It's becoming more of a favorite color as I spend more time connecting to the earth. But I've been spending some time reading about the Green Terra, and I'll probably finish that book by the end of the month, so that'll probably be my next, the October books video in a couple of weeks, a few weeks, I don't know, sometime. But I like the Green Tarot for both the connectedness to everything and compassion seems to be a key word in talking about her. And she's a figure in Buddhism. She was a bodhisattva, a teacher and a guide to help other people reduce their suffering and find enlightenment. So that in a very brief nutshell, that doesn't really do her justice. That's who she is. And this I find just matches with that so much because it's gorgeous, but there are so many other rocks, but they all come together to make one whole thing. But there's so many layers and differences, and yet it all comes together into this absolutely gorgeous piece of green rock. I mean, rocks that are green are, I find, hilarious because you don't usually think of rocks as being green, and yet some of them are. And nature is amazing. So that's those. This is something that I pulled out just this morning to remind me also of connections to the earth and groundedness, but also the cyclical nature of all of the things that we're connected to, because it is part of a root of a blue spruce tree in my neighborhood when the spruce tree fell over and was killed during a storm. So it reminds me of rootedness and groundedness, but also that nothing will last forever. It's always changing. So that's an interesting sort of side tangent of this to ponder. The other thing I'm doing, which I might not do all the way through December 31st, but I'll try it this week and see if I like it and want to continue, is I'm using 2 other oracle decks to just pull out a card to help me understand the Ace of Pentacles energy more, to help me understand this perspective of the connectedness of everything. And so one of them is the Messages from the Light meditation deck. These are both very new to me, like within the last few weeks new. And the Earth Blessings Oracle. And so what I pulled for today was Bliss, which actually has a little Buddha in a bubble, which is amazing. And the Earth, oh, got a bit of spruce tree root on there. The Earth Blessings card, they're themed by season, and this was winter, which I appreciate because that I'm learning to love the different seasons for what they are and not wish for them to be something other than what they are, and just to connect with the earth in that season. And winter is upcoming any time now in Canada. And this says comfort. May nature be the balm. And nature is a balm for the sort of verbal and physical in some quarters, but online verbal violence of this week is really lovely. And I do sometimes make my own balm. So I've been sitting with this one, which includes burdock, chickweed, dandelion, pine, plantain, self-heal, and cedar, which are all meaningful plants to me. And so reconnecting with these elements of the earth that I have even within my own apartment for those days when I can't get outside, either because I don't have the energy or because of the weather, I can still reconnect back down to the earth. And I enjoy this depiction because it's out of this one seed comes everything. And seeds often, I say often, I don't have a ton of experience with tarot, but seem to me to often be connected with wands. And in this case, it's sort of the root of the universe, the thing from which all material things originated. And it's everything, you can see all the, well, maybe you can't see, can you? I don't know. I can't tell if this is too little. All the animals that are coming out of the tree and the person at the top of the tree and a fruit there. And so everything really is connected. We like to separate everything into disparate categories, but really it's, that can be a useful way of understanding certain things, but I don't think you can understand everything like that. I think sometimes it is useful to come back to the connectedness of everything, including ourselves with the rest of the universe. So that's the first day of the Drop 'em 78 challenge, and these will be the 3 cards that'll be out on my bookshelf today, and I'll be focusing mostly on this one and just sort of pondering it today with no particular goal other than to feel what I feel and see what understanding I might glean from it. But hopefully without any pressure, because then I may not continue. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.